it started late for me when I was 42 years old. And originally I would cycle up in my mild manic phase for 2 weeks, and then I'd be in bed basically for 2 weeks. And I would do this up and down. Now the cycle is different. I'm up in my what I call my mild manic phase, which is not really a problem. I'm up usually about 2.5 months, 2 to 3 months, and then I spend a month literally in bed. And that's what my life is like. I cycle that way. I've tried all kinds of medications for over 20 years, and none of them have worked. I've tried lifestyle changes. I've gone to therapists, talked to friends, changed my diet, gotten exercise, and these things have helped, but I'm still cycling. So and that's what my life is like. What does help is, number one, get out of bed. I often feel very, very tired. And if I've been going for a couple of months, running around in my manic phase, and I said, well, I should take a rest. I deserve it or I need it. No, I stay out of bed. Number two, get out of the house, be with people, do things, be active. And then riding my bike, that helps a lot. Another thing I found, one of the triggers is stress. And so I tried to eliminate all stress in my life, because that's a trigger, but you can't do that. It's not possible for a human being to eliminate all stress, because stress can be a trigger. But as I like to point out, a lot of my friends think that, well, what caused your depression episode? What bad event happened in your life to trigger it? And sometimes a stressful event will trigger it. Sometimes it happens, as I say, for no reason at all, because there's some genetic defect in my hormonal imbalance or something in the brain which causes it. So I can be going along just fine, and the next day, I'm in bed, and, well, I need to take a day off, and next thing you know, I'm in bed for a whole month. When I was in Boston, I've been retired here for 5 years in Florida. I spent 30 years in Boston, and of those 30 years, almost 18, I lived in the hood, the black neighborhood. I lived in Roxbury, which is the equivalent of Newtown here. And I was there in 2008 when Obama first ran for president. And the whole black community was all excited. Black man running for president. So I got involved with that. And you don't have to do much persuasion in a black community to get them to vote for a black man for president. So what I did, what you do have to do is get them to register to vote, because a lot of black people weren't registered to vote. So I spent most of my time doing voter registration. So that's how I got involved in politics. And then I was involved in his 2012 campaign. And now I'm working on a campaign to abolish the Electoral College. And because of my mania, I think that's really possible. 20 years ago when this started, there was a great stigma about mental illness, so I didn't want to tell anybody. But gradually, I've come out of the closet, so to speak, within the last year. And now I tell a lot of people. I don't tell everybody, but I tell a lot of people, and a lot more people know about it. Why, I'm not quite sure. I can say that it makes me feel better. But the biggest thing I've noticed is that when I tell people, I'm surprised how many people say they have a friend or relative that had that. I think that the stigma against mental illness is slowly improving. Yes. I think the key word there is slowly. Yeah. One of my objectives for participating in the series, in the paper, is that someday I have a dream that people with mental illnesses will be treated with the same respect as people with physical illnesses. If I had, I have bipolar disorder, and, that's as serious as cancer or diabetes. And I wouldn't be afraid to tell someone else I got cancer or diabetes, then I shouldn't be afraid to tell people I got bipolar disorder. So I'm hoping that this will make a difference.